Seems like this simple little fish became super popular over the past couple of months. That's Dandân and the deck built around it. Since it exploded in popularity, I wanted to try to build something very similar to that one deck game, but needed more horrors. Also, Dandân went up. That card's 642 for the time-shifted printing. Damn, Dan. So I present to you the new format, Ichorid. It's based around this 4-mana horror from Torment. Ichorid is a 3/1 with haste, and at end of turn you have to sacrifice Ichorid. The interesting part, however, is at the beginning of your upkeep, if Ichorid is in your graveyard, you may remove a black creature card in your graveyard other than Ichorid from the game. If you do, return Ichorid to play. So the focus of this game is to get Ichorids back from your graveyard and hit your opponent. We're going to have that 80-card deck just like Dandân with a ton of interaction and fun spells that really coincide with the graveyard strategy. Each player is going to start with 15 life, so it only takes 5 Ichorid hits for them to be knocked out of the game. Speaking of the namesake card, we're going to be having 18 Ichorids in this deck. This is a mainly mono-black build, but we are splashing white, so I guess we're Orzhov. Let me show you what fun and interactive cards we'll be running in this. Wait, before we get started, I have the full deck list on Moxfield. Our first piece of interaction is Dark Blast. It's going to give a target creature -1/-1 until end of turn. The fun part of this card, it has Dredge 3, so we can keep getting it back from the graveyard or prevent our opponent from having it. Next up, there's Fade from Memory. It's a single black mana for an instant that removes a target card in a graveyard from the game. This will prevent your opponent from getting an Ichorid back on their upkeep. Funeral Charm has 2 modes we really care about. The first is going to kill the Ichorid, and the second mode we can remove interaction from our opponent's hand with the discard. God's Willing is that 1-mana instant that's going to protect our Ichorid from removal and also fixes the top of the deck so you can ensure your opponent gets a bad draw. Grave Purge is going to prevent our opponents from getting their Ichorid back from the graveyard to play because we're going to put it on top of the library and draw that Ichorid for ourselves. Lapse of Certainty is our color-shifted Memory Lapse. It's going to counter a spell and put it on top of the library so we can draw it for ourselves. Unburial Rites is our reanimation spell to get Ichorids back without Ichorid's ability. It also has Flashback, so we really have to time those perfect. We are running some cycling lands as well in this build. That way cards that are Memory Lapse to the top of the library can be taken before they're taken by your opponent. Then of course we're running swamps and some dual lands that produce white. The best thing about this game is it comes out to less than $20, which definitely blows that Dandân out of the water. Yeah, let me know in the comments below if you want to try this out or if you have any suggestions. Once again, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.